The microwave I'm installing above the stove is from Amana. Most microwaves are pretty similar as far as installation goes. They should all also have templates for drilling the holes for the microwave in the cabinet. This one happens to be part of the packaging for the microwave. So you want to make sure you check that before you throw the packaging away. To cut it out, I just took a utility knife and cut along the perforated lines. Find the hardware package and the mounting bracket and put it to the side. Unpackage everything and make sure there isn't any damage. Of course, mine did have a little damage. Fortunately, it's not going to be where it's not going to be visible. I could take it back. I probably should have taken it back. However, I've had it for over a month because I bought it on sale and did not open it when I got it home. So shame on me. Now I'm going to measure in between the two cabinets and find the center. Then I plumb the center with a level and mark it. There are center lines punched out on the template to line up with the center line you put on the wall. According to the directions on the template, the A and B knockout holes are for the hanging plate. So after I punch those out, I'll put the template back on the wall and mark the two little holes that I just notched out.
These holes for A and B.
When I put the template in place, I make sure it bumps the bottom of the cabinet. Now I line the holes up on the bracket with the holes I marked on the wall. I double check it with the laser line to make sure it's level. Next, I need to mark the studs on the wall. And seeing that the cabinet's already mounted the studs, it's much easier to mark out. Now I'm transferring the marks down to where the hanger plate goes. Now I'm going to find the holes on the bracket that line up with the studs. Once I find the holes closest to the stud, I mark them with the pencil. Then I find a drill bit a few sizes smaller than the lag bolts that came in the hardware kit. Then I pre-drill the holes that I marked out from the mounting plate. Then I use a 7/16 nut driver and mount the bracket. Now I take the template and I'm ready to mark out the holes under the cabinet for the microwave. According to the directions on the template, now I will knock out the knockouts for D, E, and G. You'll notice I skipped the cutout for F. The knockout marked with the letter F on my template is for the exhaust vent. You would use this cutout for a vent, venting the exhaust to the outside. This microwave came with the exhaust vent installed to recirculate the air. If you were going to vent to the outside, you would have to follow instructions on reinstalling the exhaust vent to the outside. On my template, there are a couple of arrows that point to the back wall, which means that my cardboard template should touch the drywall. Now I'll take my template, push it against the drywall, line it up with my center line, and mark out the holes that go into the cabinet. These two marks here are the holes for the mounting screws, and this one's going to be the cutout for the cord. The directions on the template say to drill an 1.5 inch hole for the cord. For this, I'm going to use an 1.5 inch hole saw. Now I'll take a 3/8 drill bit and drill the holes for the mounting screws. The two holes I drilled in the cabinet for the mounting screws line up with these two holes on the top of the microwave. and the one for the cord lines up with the cord on the top of the microwave. Then there are 2 slots in the back of the microwave that line up with these hooks. Back in my younger years, I used to be able to install these by myself, but since my shoulder surgery, I can't reach and hold the thing at the same time, so I got my son to help me. To start, tilt the microwave and make sure the back of it hooks onto the hooks to the mounting plate. These are the hooks on the mounting plate. And this is where they hook into on the bottom of the microwave. While the microwave is still on an angle, feed the cord through the hole. Then start tilting the microwave up into place. At the same time, pull the cord through. At the same time you're pulling the cord through, stand the microwave up and push it up as far as you can to the cabinet. I always like to leave the mounting bolts in the cabinet so I can grab them easily. If you have to, you can tilt the microwave down a little bit so you can see where the bolt has to go through to the threads. I thread these in by hand so I don't cross-thread the bolts. Then I switch places with my helper and go to the other side. For some reason the hole didn't quite line up right, so I had to make it a little bit bigger to start the threads. I was able to get the thread started, and I can run it the rest of the way with the drill. And make sure you don't over tighten them. You don't want to ruin the cabinet and pop the screw through. After double checking everything to make sure everything was in right, found out one of the hooks was not hooked into the microwave. So all I have to do is take the screws out, tilt the microwave down, make sure it's hooked in place, and then put the screws back in. Alright, you're going to have to hold on to it. Come and take these all the way out.
Yeah.
It should be alright. This side there. You want the side that's hooked in or unhooked?
Hooked in. That way you can with it.
Okay. Let me get under here. You gotta tilt it some more. Okay.
A little bit more. There we go.
No, I'm not. There we go. Now it's in. The reason why I didn't edit this out is I wanted you to see how easy it is to miss one of the hooks or not have it in properly. Just make sure you go back and double check everything before you walk away. Now I can go back and put the bolts back in. After plugging it in, you can take the leftover cord and shove it back into the hole so you don't have a whole bunch of cord hanging out in the cabinet. Now you can remove all the protective plastic. Also check for anything that has to be removed after installation. Next, I'll install the plate. Now it's time to test it out with a little lunch. As I was heating up the pizza, it sounded a little funny. The fan didn't sound like it was working properly.
Remove this part before using. That's exactly what it says.
And that fixed the problem.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's your ventilate a lot better now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for watching.